In this video, we are going to talk about Luna, some of its recent price action, the important support and resistance areas, and where we can expect the price of Luna to go in the next few days and weeks. So we will be looking at the weekly chart, and what we can see here is that Luna has been consistently creating lower highs since 2023. We've seen it hold onto this trend line, but then since late 2025, we have actually seen it create higher lows as well. So Luna is starting to create a wedge right here, and in wedges, what eventually happens is that the price has to break out of it either up or down, and whichever side it goes leads to a very significant dump or rally. So eventually at some point in the next few months, probably somewhere later in 2026 or even early into 2027, we are going to see Luna break out of this wedge either up or down. If it breaks up above it, it would likely lead to a very significant rally, or if it breaks down below it, it would likely lead to a very significant dump, potentially going all the way down to the all-time low. And also, if we only look at the last year or so, we can see that Luna has actually been creating higher highs as well. We can see this high from back in December of 2025 being above this consolidation area from earlier in 2025, as well as the most recent high being above it as well. So in the shorter term, Luna is actually in an uptrend, but again, in the longer term, it is in a very clear downtrend. So in the short term, I definitely think that it is possible for Luna to continue this uptrend, get another higher low here, and continue to rally all the way up to the trend line. Also guys, if you are enjoying these videos and you want more updates about Luna as well as other altcoins and the crypto market in general, if you are getting any value from these videos and you want to see more updates, make sure to subscribe. It helps the channel way more than you know, and it allows me to continue making these videos. So make sure to hit that subscribe button, and now let's continue with the analysis of Luna. So now in the short term, we have a pretty important decision point of whether Luna can hold onto this area. This is a pretty crucial area of support that we've seen Luna get support from all the way back in 2025 multiple times, also in 2024, and all the way back in 2023. And also we've seen it behave as resistance in late 2025 as well, and we've seen it get support from there just a few weeks ago in June of this year. So Luna is currently attempting to get support off of this area and then maybe get a rally all the way up to the trend line again. But even if it does eventually break down below it, we do have another crucial support area, which is the trend line right below it. So there are two crucial areas of support for Luna in the short term, and I definitely think that another rally by Luna is possible, since I am expecting Bitcoin to continue rallying a bit further. We've seen Bitcoin get a bit of a rally from 60k all the way up to 65k in the last few weeks, and I would expect it to continue to rally probably all the way up to around 70k or so. I don't expect it to be a huge rally. I think that it will only create another lower high, since Bitcoin is still very clearly in a downtrend and we are still in a bear market. But I have to say that regardless of what Bitcoin does, that the structure by Luna in the last few months since late 2025 is actually incredibly impressive. One of the best looking structures on any altcoins that I have seen in the last few months. It is very clearly in an uptrend since late 2025, and this is very unusual. I have not seen this happen with many altcoins, and the structure is significantly better than the structure of Bitcoin. But again, this is only in the short term, and in the long term, we have to remember that Luna is still very clearly in a downtrend since basically 2022. Back in 2022, in the bear market, we have seen Luna get a very significant dump. This has been absolutely devastating, and really, I don't think that Luna will ever get to new all-time highs, or probably at least not for many more years. I think that it will really struggle to get back up to those levels again, and we would need to see the entire crypto market get much larger for that to happen again, and some huge altcoin seasons. So I don't think that it's possible anytime soon at all. And back in 2023, when we saw Luna reach this level where it is at right now, for the first time, we've seen it get a major rally of nearly 400%. But back then, the situation in the crypto market was very different. We were in a bull market and we saw many altcoins performing very well. Currently, we are clearly in a bear market, so I think that such a rally is incredibly unlikely to happen. But again, as I said, in the short term, regardless of whether it starts from here or from the trend line, I definitely think that a rally for Luna, at least up to the trend line, is possible. If Luna actually manages to break above this trend line and above this recent high from May, this would actually be a much larger sign than anything we've seen in the last year or so. This would actually start to invalidate the long-term downtrend and would be an incredibly positive sign. But at the moment, I don't think that it's really likely to happen. I think that the more likely scenario is that even if it rallies again, it will continue the long-term downtrend. And eventually, once we get further into this bear market, since I'm expecting the crypto market to still be in a bear market for at least a few more months going into late 2026, I think that in the long term, the more likely scenario is that Luna probably at the very best consolidates or even breaks down below this wedge, and then it could lead to some very significant dumps all the way down to its all-time low, which we've seen Luna hit back in the October liquidation event. And despite it not looking that huge on the chart, this would actually be a dump of over 70%. So this could be quite devastating for anyone holding Luna. This is of course a very small market cap altcoin. It is incredibly volatile and dangerous to hold, so I would be very cautious with it. Also in general, I'm quite pessimistic about altcoins as a whole, since we are in a bear market in my opinion still, and we will continue to be in one for a few more months at least. And historically in bear markets, altcoins tend to significantly underperform Bitcoin. And for us to see an altcoin season, we would first need to see Bitcoin getting to new all-time highs, followed by Ethereum, and this is very far away from being the scenario in the market at the moment. I think that this is very unlikely to happen anytime soon, and I would be very cautious with altcoins. I would avoid being heavy into altcoins, and I would only consider being into some altcoins very selectively, only the ones that have a very good structure in the short term. So Luna could honestly be one of them. This is not financial advice whatsoever, of course, but I definitely think that there is some potential for Luna, at least for the next few weeks. But in the long term, I'm not quite as optimistic, and I think that the most likely scenario is that it will continue with its downtrend that it has been holding on to for many years now. So hey guys, that's going to be it for this video about Luna. If you enjoyed it and you want more updates, make sure to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.